All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS. Peace, honor, and respect to you, brothers that's out there laboring, edifying, writing divine the word in truth and sincerity. And Shalom to you, believers out there at the Akim, Wa Akwath. All right, the hopeful elect, which we all are. All right, and what I want to get into right now, I got an article and a video. All right. But I want to make this point. Um, when you're dealing with Esau, Edom in America, the elites, the global powers, um, it's nothing new under the sun. Now you have, an article that came out about saying you must participate if you want to participate in society. Okay, you must take the CBDC under the skin. All right, and that's about control. Ultimately, all this is about control. All right, Esau, he's going to come down with that great wrath because he know he has a short time. Okay, that's what this about. His time, he know his time is very very short. So you're going to see him rapidly moving with his agenda. But it's nothing new under the sun. It's my first point that I want to make. When you go into antiquity, it was always about one being one world government, everybody coming under uh, one umbrella. Okay, everybody coming under one thing. All right, and the Lord He made us diverse. So the first scripture I want to start off with is Ecclesiastes 1:9. It says, "The thing that has been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun." All right, no new thing under the sun. Verse 10: "Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It has been already of old time, which was before." All right, which was before. So nothing is new. All right. Now, of course, the technologies and things of that nature, but the agendas, uh, you even have kingdoms that reincarnate, okay, uh, spirits, um, evils in the earth, things that's been done in the earth. Yeah, it's at a high, it is about its highest level, but a lot of this stuff is old. All right, it just get remixed, it just get freshened up, and it be the same thing. All right, and it's the reason why I'm getting this scripture, because now I want to go to Genesis chapter 11, starting at verse 1. All right, and this is dealing with um okay, this was after the flood, of course. All right, you have somebody named Nimrod, who uh was the son of Cush, and Cush was what? He come from that Hermetic line. All right, so around this time, people wanted to what? They wanted to build a tower to go up to the sky, okay? Because they knew about the flood and they didn't want that to happen to them. So starting at verse 1, it says, "And the whole earth was of one language, see, and of one speech." All right. "And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach unto the heaven into heaven." Okay, "And let us make us a name." All right, see, nothing new under the sun. Esau, Edom, he wants to per se have that one world government, one language, speaking the same thing. All right, of one speech. Now, is he trying to make everybody all speak English or all speak Spanish? No. Okay, but in the spirit, one language, speaking all one thing, one agenda. All right. So in verse 4, it says, what? And they said, go to, let us make a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven, meaning very high, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men built. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. All right. And the elites, they know about this story. All right. They want to form a one world government under their control. All right. So all of the people can be under their hood. And you had that in this time. All right. Now, let's fast forward and go to Dan, Babylon. All right. We still in Babylon, basically. Okay. So I want to start in Daniel chapter 3, verse 1. Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura in the province of Babylon. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces, meaning all the kings of the earth. You notice in Revelation 13, it said, Slaki, in Revelation, it says, all the kings, Revelation 18, it says, all the kings of the earth have committed fornication. All right. With who? America. All right. So just like in antiquity, America, the elites, they're doing the same thing today. They're going to cause all of the kings of the earth to come. All right. Just like Nebuchadnezzar did. All right. It said what? And all the rulers of the provinces to come to dedicate of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king has set up. All right. And in the spirit, this is what the elites is going to do. All right. Then the princes, the governors, the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces, when you call all these people, you got all of the princes, all of the kings, the governors. Okay. You got everybody. All right. That's what they do today. Nothing new under the sun. Were gathered together until the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up, and they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. So before it get down to us little people, all of the power players gonna be involved. Just like you have this Fed now that's rolling out, and all of the CBDC and all of that. Well, first the big banks is gonna be um, integrated into the system first. Then it's going to trickle down. It's going to start from the top down. All right. That way they put you in a pinch. Because, see, Nebuchadnezzar called all the rulers, the governors, the princes, the captains, the judges, the treasurers dealing with the money, counselors, see, sheriffs, that would be like the police, things of that nature. All of the rulers, he called them first. He didn't call the little people, he called them first and let them know what was going down and what had to be done. All right. So they can convey it, basically. All right. Verse 4. Then a herald cried aloud, to you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages. All right. That herald in the spirit will be like social media, TV, your newspapers, things of that nature, crying aloud. All right. Letting them know how it's going down. Even your heralds will be like your presidents, your governors, your mayors, all right, things of that nature. They will herald, they will let the people know, hey, this is the commandment coming down from the top. It's nothing new under the sun. That's why Nebuchadnezzar, he called all them first. Then a herald cried aloud, to you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages, that at what time you hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king has set up. See, letting them know this is the play. You get down or lay down. Verse 6, or whosoever falleth not down in worship shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. Right. You get down and you lay down. I got all the people in play. I got all the princes, all the rulers, the sheriffs, even the treasurers, the counselors, even. You go to counseling, your counselors. All right. And that's dealing with, people that converse with kings and things of that nature, not necessarily counseling you with your problem. But he called all the important people first, okay, and got them on board and let them know to play. Then the herald in today's time, which will be your social media, your internet, alternative news sites, your regular news, okay, they are your presidents, your governors, your prime ministers, or what have you. They will have out the command coming from the top. See, and if you don't get down, what you're going to be cast into the midst of of a burning fiery furnace. What you get locked up, like you're going to get killed, things of that nature. Now let's fast forward to let's go to First Maccabees in the time. All right, First Maccabees chapter 1 in the time of the Greeks. All right, so now I'm gonna start at verse 10. Okay, Maccabees, First Maccabees 1, chapter 1, verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been a hostage at Rome. And he reigned in the 130th and 7th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. All right. So now I want to jump down to verse 41. Nothing new under the sun. Moreover, King Antiochus, all right, this is King Antiochus Epiphanes, all right, wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. See, all should be one people. What was going on in this time in Babel? All right, one language, one speech. Okay, Daniel. Okay, Babylon. What? Okay, he said what? He made an image of gold. All right. And then he called everybody for what? To bow down. All right. When you hear the sound of all these instruments, what? Fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. All right. So now going back, it says what? Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom, okay, that all should be one people and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed accordingly to the commandment of the king. See? Yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange law of the land. That was that herald. He sent out them letters, heralding the commandment. Okay, this is the commandment of the king. Nothing new under the sun. Okay, verse 45, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, right? And this is the Edomites, okay? This is the Greeks, all right? And the same thing they do today, all right? They call evil good and good evil, all right? If you try to be righteous, they're going to call you evil. If you call out good, I mean, Slakia, if you, yeah, right, if you try to be righteous, and say righteous things, what? They're going to call you evil. If you call out the evil, all right, guess what? They're going to be like, no, you evil. They're not going to say, oh, that's good. All right. And all of this started with the Hellenization of our people. All right. Another lesson for another day. But again, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbath and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine flesh and unclean beasts. And that's what you have today, because like one of the brothers said, Esau is carnal, but he deals spiritually with a spiritual people, the holy people, the Israelites. All right. This was about turning the Israelites out. See? Verse 48, that they shall also leave their children uncircumcised. All right, that was a part of our custom, a part of our laws, okay? And make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation. And that's what Esau wants us to do today. All right, it's nothing new under the sun. That's why right now, um, crabs, lobsters, shrimp, catfish, these are delicacies, mainly crab, lobster, and shrimp. Okay. In our laws, we're not supposed to touch them and eat them. It's a delicacy. Okay. What do you eat on holidays? Ham, that's come from the pig. All right. Bologna, things of that nature. All of these things are sold. All right. So, um, verse 49, to the end that they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And check this out, and whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. He said he should die. Okay. Nothing new under the sun. In Revelation, when it tell you about you know, the people that was beheaded, okay, for the testimony. All right. Why? Because they was coming against the abominable acts. They were speaking righteousness. And Esau Edom wants you to what? Forget the law. Okay. He want to make your soul abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation. That's why you have the ABC agenda. This is why they're trying to get the kids. This is why, again, you have all of these foods that's made delicacies that's really against the laws, man. They know this. All right. So now let's go here to stay in First Maccabees with chapter 8. This is dealing with the Romans. All right. And I'm gonna start at verse uh, Salaki. I'm gonna go. Let me go here. Kind of jump the gun. So now again, when you go to Revelation, let's do this because we're gonna get to the Romans, but let me do a little. Let me do something else first. When you go to Revelation 13 and 11, it says what? The beast from the earth. It says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Okay, and this is why we're gonna get into the Romans because United States is what? Rome 2.0. They're nothing but the revised Roman Empire that came back through the Renaissance. All right. That's why I got Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. There's no new thing under the sun. All right. The thing that have been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. There's no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this thing is new? So when you go to Revelation, it says, I beheld a beast coming up out of earth. It had two horns like a lamb and spake as a dragon. And that's going into not a Roman Empire. You had the plebeians and the patricians. In America, you have Democrat and Republican. All right. Is nothing different. All right. Now, when you go to verse 12, it says, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, right? And causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed, right? Because the Roman Empire fell, all right? And then the Israelites, because a lot of those Moors was Israelites, they came into power, but then it was healed because the Edomites came back into power during the Renaissance period. And that's where you had iconoclasm. They started painting the Lord white, the Most High white, the 12 patriarchs white, the kings and queens of, Scotland and England, all in Europe. They started painting them white. All right. That was when the deadly wound was healed. Now let's go to First Maccabees 8. And I'm going to start at verse. Let me make sure. I'm going to start at verse 1 just to get a little context. Now, Judas, that's Judas Maccabeus, an Israelite, had heard of the fame of the Romans, okay, that they were mighty and valiant men and such as would lovingly accept all that join themselves unto to them. See, they would accept you, all right, if you get down and make a league of enmity with all that came unto them, okay, and that they were men of great valor, okay. It was told him also of their wars and noble acts which they had done among the Galatians, and how they had conquered them and brought them under tribute. See, and what they had done in the country of Spain for winning them of the mines of the silver and gold which is there, okay, and that by their policy, see, by their policy and patience, they had conquered all the place through it, though it was very far from them, see, and the kings also that came against them from the uttermost part of the earth, till they had discomforted them and given them a great overthrow, so that the rest did give them tribute every year. And America is known for what? Its military might, men of great valor. Just like Rome, when you go into the dream, when you go into the statue that Nebuchadnezzar saw with the iron, what was that? The iron legs, okay, because that iron was could crush, those iron that iron weaponry, okay. It's powerful, man. It's not as valuable as gold, far as you're not gonna wear an iron chain. You would get a gold or a silver chain, but it's powerful, it's strong, all right. It's strong. That's why they was the iron, okay. And when you go into the history of the Roman Empire, all right, they they was good at war, man. Now jumping down to verse 11, it says it was told him besides how they destroyed and brought under their dominion. See, all other kingdoms and isles that at any time resisted them. See, you got to read in between the lines, man. This is all speaking what? One language. When you go into the time of Genesis, all right. When you go into the time of Daniel, okay, Nebuchadnezzar, all right. When you go into the time of the Greeks, nothing new under the sun, all right. They brought under their dominion all other kingdoms and isles that at any time resisted them. Verse 12, but with their friends and such as relied upon them, see, relied upon them, all right, just like USA Today, all right. USA Today wants you basically to rely on them. That's why they have government programs. They have they. That's why you hear the talks of the universal basic income. This is why they're going to crash this system. This is why they're going to have people coming to them to rely upon them to get the CHIP, that MOTB. It's going to be relying upon them. Nothing new under the sun. Okay, but with their friends and such as relied upon them, they kept amity, and that they had conquered kingdoms both far and nigh, just like America, which is Rome 2.0. They conquer kingdoms far and nigh. What the scriptures say, you need to keep it up at home. This is why you can find a American military base all the way in Djibouti, okay, all the way halfway everywhere, all right, and they have the most military bases throughout the planet. See, nothing new under the sun. Conquered kingdoms both far and nigh, in so much as all that heard of their name were afraid, right? And it was one time where America, okay, it was one time where America, everybody was scared of them. And even still to this day, to a certain degree, that's why you have the BRICS nations, people linking up. Why? To combat America, really, because of that military might. Okay, that's why you have Russia teaming up, China teaming up with, because of the military might of the United States. It's nothing new under the sun. All right, so now let's go back to Revelation. All right, see, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Verse 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he make fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Right, again, Again, this is going into that making that fire come down. That's going into those missiles. Okay. Now Rome, ancient Rome, they didn't have missiles, but America do. That's why I said he exercised all the power of the first beast before him. See, okay, verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on earth by the means of those miracles. That's going into the technology. See, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they shall make an image to the beast. Pay attention, which had the wound by a sword and did live. Okay. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. That sounds like the same language in Daniel. That sounds like the same language in First Maccabees, the first chapter, with the Greeks. All right. And if you read between the lines, it sounds like the same language when you speaking about the Roman Empire. Okay. And he calls of all, see, all, just like in Genesis. All right. One language, one speech. All right. See, all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the name of his number, right? See? And nothing new under the sun. If you didn't get down with Nebuchadnezzar, you would die. You're not going to be eating. You're not going to be selling and doing that. If you didn't get down, with the Romans, you wasn't going to have a good day if you ain't get down. If you ain't get down with the Greeks, you weren't going to be able to get down. Eat, sell, buy, trade. But no, you disrespecting the King Antiochus commandment. No, it was going to be hard for you. You was going to be outcasted or you was going to get killed. That was either or. So now I want to go into this article, all right, because it's going to be a summit September 2024, all right, and it's going into a global digital compact, an open, free, and secure digital future for all. You see this language, you're going to notice our common agenda, all right. Now you see this, the United Nations, all right. So I want to jump to, because they have 17 goals. Before I get those goals, I want to read this to you, brothers and sisters. Closing the digital divide and advance the sustainable development goals. All right. And I'm Lord willing, I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave this as a link in the description so y'all can just look through it. All right. There's videos on it. And then after this, I'm gonna get the Glenn Black video. All right. So I heard Apostle Tahar say a long time ago, it's Esau power is in his words. All right. When I was going through this article, I was looking up a lot of words. All right. For time's sake, I'm going to just jump. It says, we have already set ambitious goals for universal. Let's look up that word universal. It says for universal and meaningful connectivity. All right. Let's look at this word universal. Universal. Of affecting or done by all people or things in the world or in a particular group. All right. Universal. All right. Done by all people or things in the world. Okay. It says, we have already set ambitious goals for universal and meaningful connectivity. The Kilgud Declaration of 2022 agreed. Well, let me make sure this is the one that I really want. Yeah, we can look at this. This might not be the one I really want, but I did want to get that word. The Kilgud Declaration of 2022 agreed at the World Telecommunication Development Conference details what that involves available interoperable, high quality and sustainable infrastructure, inclusive, affordable and secure coverage, and the capable capacity and skills for the people to make full and safe use of connectivity. All right, and this is going into uh them them saying about the internet, because see, they want everybody, they want to say they want to give everybody a chance to be able to connect, be on the internet and take advantage. Now really what I really wanted was down here. It says making the online space open and safe for everybody. Now we're going to be kind of reading in between the lines. All right, we have committed to applying human rights online and to putting in place specific measures to protect people and communities, in particular women, children, young people, and older persons, persons with disability, indigenous peoples, and ethnic, religious, and linguistic minorities. However, in every society around the world, harm is rampant. All right, let me do this. It's like it says harm is rampant. Open, safe, and secure use of the internet is slipping away from us potentially permanently. Yeah, right. Government shutdowns of the internet, data fueled state surveillance, and predatory business models pose serious risk to human rights. Disinformation, hate speech, and malicious and criminal activity in cyberspace raise the risk and cost for everyone. And best believe when they talk about disinformation and hate speech, they going into brothers that teach. All right, if you against the agenda, all right, if you're against the agenda, guess what? That's what they going into. All right, just like again, you had Nebuchadnezzar. What he heralded the commandment out. All right, the Romans, they was cool with their friends, but if you resisted them, all right, all this language is the same. All right, it's just worded different. All right, you go to the Greeks. What did he do? He wrote out a letter. All right, that you should get the law. All right, and be joined unto their law, basically. All right, this is what this is going into. That's why brothers' channel get struck or swiped out because they'll claim what is hate speech. That's even if you telling the truth. All right, disinformation. Yeah, okay. United Nations uh, processes addressing cybersecurity have identified norms of responsibility state behavior to help safeguard peace and security online and are exploring confidence and capacity building measures to advance them. States are also exploring legally binding arrangements. All right, legally binding arrangements. Let's look that up just for edification's sake. Let's see. Legally binding arrangements can be used in official legal proceedings. Both parties must accept the terms in the contract for the agreement to be legally binding. This is going into the laws. All right. What do it tell you in Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter? All right. It tells you that Esau, Edom, I might just have to get it. Let me just get it. All right, Salaki, if I went off for a second. Um, my internet. Hold on, let me get it. Come on, come on, come on. I don't know why this thing wouldn't act up. I don't know why it's not showing me the books. Let's see. All right, let me do this. Bear with me for a second. Slovakia. I don't know why it's just idling like that. Let's see. All right, I know what I do. I'm trying to prove a point. It's just taking all day. All right, pop. Let me just go to Old Trusty Apocrypha. All right, what was that? Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter. All right, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. It says, what? For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves. All right, this is going to the thoughts in the mind of these Edomites. Nothing new under the sun. It said, Wisdom of Solomon 2:10. It says, let us oppress the poor righteous man, Israelites. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worse. All right. So when you read this article, these legally binding arrangements, it said the states are also exploring legally binding arrangements to tackle criminal threats as well as capacity for governments and judiciaries to counter, investigate, prosecute, and educate on cybercrime. And best believe this is a form of control if you read between the lines, because they're not just looking for people that's stealing your money. No, when you go back up here, it says what? It mentioned about hate speech. All right. It mentioned about hate speech. Where is that? However, the government shut down, then predatory state. It mentioned, oh, here we go. Disinformation and hate speech. All right. Now let's continue on. That's what they want to get. They want to get brothers who teaching the word. They want to get us off out the way. All right. Anybody that's speaking truth, they want to get them out the way. Because cyber attacks been happening ever since the internet been up. All right. They never made a big fuss about it. They made a big fuss about it once this word really came out. All right. Regions and states are putting in place legislation for online safety. Some digital platforms are investing resources in better detecting and responding to online abuse. See, and when you go into online abuse, again, Apostle Tar said Esau has power in his words. What is online abuse? What do that mean? Online abuse is defined as repeated or severe targeting online of an individual or group through harmful behavior, common tactics, albeit evolving and often everlasting, including hateful speech, sexual harassment, threats of physical and sexual violence, impersonating, doxing, non-consensual pornography, message bombing, and many more. All right, but think about it. Hate speech was first. All right. And a lot of time these women that's getting sexual harassed on the internet is because they damn half naked. Because if you go on the internet, you going that's all you're gonna see. We in a world where, they nobody should be feeling sorry for these women in 2023. All right. Because when we read these 17 their goals, a lot of it they talking about women and no. I just seen where a man told his woman he didn't want her grinding on another man and wearing something appropriate. She told him if he don't act right, she gonna link up. If he gonna act up, she gonna link up. So nobody should be feeling sorry for the women in 2023, man. The women have too much liberty. That's why they act the way they do. But continuing on, online abuse, and a lot of it you can just cut off. A lot of it you going, oh, I'm getting attacked on Facebook and Instagram. Well, just get off, turn it off. All right, read in between the lines of these things. And curricula are being introduced to develop digitally literate citizens capable of thinking critically and taking proactive action. However, these approaches are proven insufficient to address harm. The onus for safety should not lie with users. Profiting from an online presence and access to user data must not become a race to the bottom in terms of corporate responsibility. We need transparency, accountability, oversight, and capacity to make the online space open, safe, and secure. What does oversight mean? Let's go into that. Let's look these things up. Oversight, an unintentional failure to notice or do something. But what do definition two say? The action of overseeing something. See, supervision, similar words to supervision, surveillance, superintendent, inspection, government, direction, control. See, control. All right. This is what it's all about, control. Now, what I want to do is go back up. Now, this is the Global Digital Cooperation and the Sustainable Development Goals. This is the goals. This is what they're going to be talking about, and they're going to have a summit 2024 September. All right. Let's go. I'm going to go through a couple. Number one, digital IDs linked with bank or mobile money accounts can improve the delivery of social protection, all right, coverage, and serve to better reach eligible beneficiaries. Digital technologies may help to reduce leakage, errors, and cost in the design of social protection programs. So, digital IDs linked with bank accounts or mobile money accounts. See, all right. Number two, and they and scripture tell you because let me get this again. When it went to when we was in Revelation 13:11, what do it say? All right. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. He had two horns like a lamb. All right. Meaning he looked docile and sweet, but he spake as a dragon. All right. Going into them draconian laws, legislations. All right. And then the scriptures tell you also, let's get this in Psalms. All right. Because when you dealing with Esau, again, Apostle to heart, I heard him say, what? Did 55? Did I go? Let me go back. Okay, Psalms 55 and verse 21, it says what? The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So coming back to the article, when it says no poverty is presented nice. But guess what? His words smoother than butter, okay? But it was war in his heart, all right? His words softer than oil, they're yet were there drawn swords. So let's keep going. Drone technology can monitor crops and provide information on how much water is needed. See, that sounds like a good idea. Oh, a drone could be. No. Software systems available through mobile apps can monitor and analyze data to help farmers to decide when to plant, fertilize, irrigate, and harvest their crops. And first, it'll start off like that, then it'll turn mandatory. That's why I said he had two horns like a lamb. Okay, that was going to the Democrat and Republican. But what is a lamb? A lamb is a very docile creature. It's not, it don't harm you. But he's all right. That's why his words is smooth, but war is in his heart. So right now it sounds like, oh, I could just have an app and it can do everything until everything become mandatory. Let's go to number 3. Good health and well-being. See, novel platform-based V's, technologies, and smart V's manufacturing techniques help to produce greater numbers of higher quality V's. Open source platforms can help accelerate and scale up V's delivery. Right. At first, it'll sound good, but when things become mandatory, these things twist and turn. Let's go to number 4. Quality education. Accessible and affordable connectivity has allowed young people to use open, free, see, and high quality digital skills. That's good. You like, okay, the young people, okay, it's open, it's free, it's high quality. All right. Digital skills and training platforms. Smart digital platforms can be made accessible in local languages and used to align curricula with internationally, see, recognized standards and certifications. So, what are they teaching the kids now? About the ABC agenda. All right. They have them in drag shows. Okay. They have teachers coming in, waving the flags. They're training the children in the agenda of the not of the ABC community. Now you have 5 and 6 year olds saying, I'm not a girl, I'm a boy. I'm not a boy, I'm a girl. See, what else they're going to be teaching your kids about? All right. Because they throw Satanism in cartoons. They was doing that back when we was young. It's just more include the agenda. Let's go to number 5. Gender equality. Connectivity enables women and girls, and again, nobody should be feeling sorry for women in 2023 unless they over there in a damn Arab country. And even still, a lot of those women are here because they're mature enough to know, well, my man is telling me this because it's coming from the Lord. A lot of those women over there in those countries choose to cover up, be submissive to the things that their husbands say. Internally, they choose it, one, because they was raised up in it and they know their Quran. They know what the Lord is saying, unlike our women. That's why they say the fear of the Lord. Okay, a woman who's modest, a woman who's shamefaced, fear the Lord, because she's not looking at it as a lot of times, well, my man telling me what to do. No, it's what the Lord is telling you what to do. All right. And the Lord tell the man what to do, and the man recited to his woman. So his woman know when she's been raised up, all right, she know that her man is speaking from the commandments of the Lord. It's a trickle down effect. But anyway, connectivity enables women and girls to access information and communicate for their safety and development. It can allow girls to access support services, learn about sexual and reproductive health, and express their voices, right? And nobody expressing their voices more than women, man. They have a lot of avenues, all right? Nobody louder out here than Eve, all right? Because this could be going into if women is getting abused and things of that nature. They have a lot of platforms, not against women that's being physically abused to have platforms. I'm not against that, but you got to read in between the lines because they want to make gender equality. The woman is equal to the man. That's why in the scripture, the woman has surpassed the man. Let's get that. Where is it right? Oh man. Yep, Jeremiah 31 and 22. Here we go. It says, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Again, we just witnessed on the internet where a man told his woman, I don't want you with your ass out. I don't want you grinding on a man. I don't want you wearing that. And the woman told him, hey, if you're going to act up, I'm going to link up. That's a new thing. Because in antiquity, if a woman would have said that, she would have forfeited. She damn near would have got smacked up, and she would have knew not to go out there. Like, and you have a lot of women that supporting. Women can get the bag. They can do anything a man can do in this society. They have more privileges in this society. So again, nobody should be feeling sorry for these women in 2024, 2023. Nobody. Let's move on. Number 6, clean water and sanitation. Internet of Things based precision irrigation and leakage management systems enable the monitoring and management of water resources. See, that word monitoring coming back. All right, and when you monitor something, all right, what are you doing? To monitor is to keep an eye on. See, someone or something, often through recording devices. Monitoring then is the act of keeping tabs on others. See, systems enable the monitoring and management of water resources. In urban areas, artificial intelligence (AI) systems draw up data such as rain forecasts and the number of rooftops to determine rainfall runoff. And this will be all good until they tell you, all right, you to use enough water for the day. Or we determine a leak right there, so we turned your water off. You get up, your water turned off because the system didn't determine a leakage. All of this is smooth words that's smoother than butter, but war being in his heart. Guarantee you. Because you hear words like monitoring, all right, artificial intelligence, AI, and you hear words like what? Technology. Technology. Let's go through it. When you go through it, you hear digital technology. When you went to number 2, system is available, all right, and these systems got to do, software systems got to do with technology. Monitoring, see, look, the technologies, see, these words you gotta read in between the lines, all right. Affordable, free platforms, language, international standard, all right, information, extent, Internet of Things, leakage. And again, it goes into what? Technology. Artificial intelligence is nothing but technology. All right. Next generation digital networks have lower energy consumption. All right. And smart grids can support electrification and more affordable connectivity. Artificial intelligence technology. See, and when we was in Revelation 13, in verse 14, it says what? And deceive, see, them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, deceiving them by what? Technology. All right. This is how you get deceived because his words are smoother than butter. You like, oh, okay, yeah, that's gonna work. Until these things become mandatory, they start working. You have you have AI controlling your water. You have drone technology controlling, okay, how much water is needed. Okay, see, you have V technologies doing all sorts of things. What do they want? They're gonna have more rapid delivery. All right, they're gonna be monitoring these things. Who have the V's just like they did this education. Oh, this good. It's gonna be free, high quality until it's mandatory. Till it's mandatory for your child to learn from these curriculums. All right, and things of that nature to be integrated into their system of what? ABC community, freakism, Satanism. All right. Gender equality, forget about it. Everybody, the genders is equal. Now they're not equal technically because a man is over a woman, but in this society, the man has surpassed the woman. All right. See, the Internet of Things management systems enable the monitoring and management of water resources. See, now let's go to 12 and then we can close out. I'm gonna get the video. All right. Number 12 was responsible consumption and production, digital technology, see, such as 3D printing, the Internet of Things, big data, cloud computing, and blockchain can support a circular economy and supply chain resilience, in particular in manufacturing industries. Now, I did a lesson about 3D printing of meat. All right, let's go into a circular economy. Let's look that up. What is that? And again, oh wait, circular economy definition: an economic system based on the reuse and regeneration of materials or products, especially as a means of continuing production in a sustainable or environmentally friendly way. Because they want to drop the carbon footprint, they want to control the meat intake, things of that nature. This is what they're doing. This is why they gave a green light on lab meat. I did a lesson on about them doing 3D printing of the meat. All right, because they say the cattle they fart too much. You notice how they've been slaughtering the cattle. They've been regulating what farmers can do. You got Bill Gates been buying up all the farmland. All right, this is going into this right here. This wording. All right, if you read it, you think it's something good, but you have to go into the words. All right, because of what they want to do by reducing the carbon footprint is you not uh, dealing with real meat. They're going to create the meat, all right, because they say that the cattle, you know, farting and its cause is adding to the global warming, all right, things of that nature, man. That 3D printing, you're gonna be eating some 3D meat. See, that's what this is going into. And other things, all right, it says the Internet of Things, big data, cloud computing, and blockchain can support a circular economy and supply chain resilience, in particular in manufacturing industries. All right, in manufacturing industries. All right, and one of those industries is food. All right, responsible consumption and production. All right, that's going into the production. That's why they want to have a lab meet again. They don't want you to be able to have the cattle and then you farm, you producing the vegetables, you producing stuff. Um, they don't want you. They want to monitor your carbon footprint, man. That's why in the future they're gonna monitor the amount of meat. That's why they went into eating bugs and things of that nature. So, what I'm going to do is play this video for Glenn Beck, but I'm not going to play it here on the StreamYard. I'm going to do it off the phone and just merge these videos together in post production. All right. So now I'm going to the Glenn Beck video. All right. So this is the Glenn Beck video. How the elites will use ESG, AI, and CBDCs to seize total control. It's about control. And things are moving more rapid. All right. And let me get a scripture before I let this video, because I'm kind of let it just play unless he make a point. Because the scriptures is on point about everything. Revelation 12:12, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. And that's exactly what this Edomites the so-called white man, the elites, starting with them, they're going to come down with great wrath. All right. All of this control and monitoring things that we went over in the article, all of this is about coming down with great wrath because it sounds good. It sounds like, oh, this is going to be good. But best believe it's going to have twists and turns in them. Things are going to be mandatory. Things are going to be implemented where those things that seem good were not for your good, man. All right, continuing on, it says, having great wrath because he knoweth that he have but a short time. These Edomites, they know they have a short time. They can tell about how the word going out. They can tell by just what's happening on the planet Earth. They can tell, man. All right. They know that their time is short. All right. They see this great awakening of the Israelites. All right. That's why you have a lot of things going out talking about hate speech. All right. So now let's go to the video. Let's go to the vid. Let's play it.
I want to tie a few things together. First of all, go back to Maxine Waters and what she said about ESG yesterday. Listen.
It's become a dirty word for corporate America. It's gotten so politicized.
It certainly has gotten politicized, and it's unfortunate because it's inevitable that everyone is going to have to participate in dealing with.
Okay, stop. Okay, mandatory. It will be mandatory. You will have to participate in.
You see, you will have, just like that article did a lesson on a few days ago, and brother's been going into it, to participate in society. You will have to have this CBDC under the skin. All right. And I got a lesson. I just did it a couple days ago. Just check it. All right. I think the lesson is titled that, if I'm not mistaken. Yup, here we go. The top one, WEF says CBDs must be implanted under your skin. All right. So let's continue on.
ESG. So everything they said about a conspiracy theory is now clearly off the table. They're saying it. So you will have to deal with a social credit score. Now I want you to listen to what Kamala Harris said at the AI meeting yesterday.
AI is kind of a fancy thing. It's, first of all, it's 2 letters.
Oh, my God.
It means artificial intelligence. But
what did we read about in the article? You kept seeing AI. All right.
Ultimately, what it is it's about machine learning. And so the machine is taught. And part of the issue here is what information is going into the machine that will then determine, and we can predict then, if we think about what information is going in.
Okay, stop. What she's saying here is that we're going to teach AI about ESG. We're going to talk to the computer and teach the algorithms to look for equity, to look for social justice, to look for environmental wrongs, to look at governance. Now remember, Maxine Waters just said this is inevitable. Everyone will be forced. You'll have to deal with it. Now they're talking about AI, making that an all-seeing, all-knowing policeman.
Now, when we went into the article, we kept seeing artificial intelligence, monitoring. That's why I was getting those words. Monitoring, oversight. We went into that. And then before that, what did we do? We went into the scriptures. Okay, I told you, I started off with Ecclesiastes 1, telling you it's nothing new under the sun. All right, it's nothing new. They said what? That everybody must participate. When you go into the time of Daniel, everybody was to participate. When they heard the flute, the sackbut, the psaltery, everybody was to bend down. When you go to the time of the Greeks, everybody was to participate. and forgetting the laws and participate in eating abominable things and, following the laws of the heathen. All right. If you read in between the lines and know about history, everybody was to be under the thumb of the Romans. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new. And if you didn't do it, you die. And that die meaning literally and meaning just be an outcast. All right.
So now, what is the punishment? Let me bring you to central bank digital currency. This is from page 154 of Dark Future. Now, tie all these things together. Listen carefully. When people think of digital currencies, they usually think of decentralized blockchain currencies like those discussed earlier in this chapter. But a U.S. central bank digital currency would likely be completely different, especially if it's developed under the Biden administration or another leftist White House. Why? Because they're going to teach it. Although developers of CBDCs promise these new currencies will be safe and designed to protect some privacy rights, footnote 373, one of the primary appeals of a CBDC is, from the perspective of governments, is that it would be programmable, meaning it could be designed to act in a certain way based on predetermined criteria. So tie this in. You're going to have an ESG score. It's going to be tied with AI watching you, and now a digital currency that is responsive to AI and those scores. A programmable central bank digital currency could be designed so it could only be utilized for certain kinds of purchases, or so that it has limits on the amount of times it can be used to buy certain goods or products. It's even more likely that some CBDCs, including a U.S. digital dollar, would be designed so the rules for its use could change over time. So if the geniuses of the Fed wake up one day and determine that the U.S. digital dollar should no longer be used to buy gasoline-powered cars, ammunition, guns, alcohol, fatty foods, or pretty much anything else they want to ban, federal bureaucrats could, with a push of a few buttons, make their little authoritarian dreams become a reality.
What did I tell you? What scriptures I got in Psalms 55? All of these things is lining up because why? The Bible is the script, man, and the Bible is tell you about the past, the present, and the future. All right, you can't make nothing with the Bible, man. The Lord, when He had this book constructed, it was perfect. Okay, Psalms 55 and 11. 55 and 21, it says what? The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Reason I got that is because just like he was saying, what if one day they say, okay, we're gonna switch it up.
Depending on how the law is written governing CBDC, it is possible, and I would argue likely, that additional legislation would not be required to make such changes. In other words, CBDCs are created in Europe and North America, and the Fed and other central banks, not a democratically elected legislature, are likely going to be in charge of how those digital dollars are used. That's how the Federal Reserve and some other central banks act today with very little oversight. A programmable digital CBDC could also easily be tracked, taken away, or have their supply greatly expanded, and on short notice. Think how effortless it would be for the Fed to provide a shiny new stimulus plan in an era of the digital dollar. Just make a phone call, wrap some keys on a keyboard, and boom, $1 trillion delivered to 100 million people, all within a couple of minutes. With all these possibilities in mind, is it difficult to imagine why a central bank or its allies in national governments would want to develop a CBDC? So, tie this again together. You're going to have a social credit score, something they denied. They said that that was a conspiracy theory. We warned you that it wasn't. Most of your friends have no idea what ESG is. It is vital that they understand that. That's what the entire first book, The Great Reset, was about. Once you understand that that's not a conspiracy theory, that that is a way to control corporations first, all the way down to you in the end. And when I say the end, I'm not talking 5 years out. I'm talking the next 18 to 24 months. It will.
All right, you notice what he said. Let's rewind it. All these scriptures is linking up.
Corporations first, all the way down to you in the end. The Great Reset was about. Once you understand that that's not a conspiracy theory, that that is a way to control corporations first, all the way down to you.
Corporations first, all the way down to you. When we got Daniel, the 3rd chapter, Nebuchadnezzar, what did he do after he made that image? He called the princes, the governors, the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces. See, nothing new under the sun, okay?
In the end, and when I say the end, I'm not talking 5 years out. I'm talking the next 18 to 24 months.
Right, Revelation 12 and 12. The devil, he know he got a short time. See, it's all linking up.
It will control you. Then, when that is forced on everyone, you have an AI monitoring your every move. If you don't have the right credit score and they introduce CBDC, central bank digital currency, and it is programmable, exactly what Kamala Harris was talking about with AI, putting the information in that the government wants it to have, so it will have certain parameters that these leftists want to have in for your money.
And it don't got nothing to do with the left or the right. It's coming down from the top, and the top control the left and the right. They love saying this left, this, and no, everybody's going to get down.
It's not your money. If you step out of bounds, if you complain about LGBTQ, they don't need the FBI to investigate you. AI will already know what you've written, who you're talking to, what you said at any kind of meeting or any meeting where your phone is on. And if you think that I am exaggerating, you are sadly misled and misguided.
It's about control. He said what? If you don't get down, you're going to be outcast. Again, Revelation what? 13 and 15. What? And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Just like in the time of the Romans, just like in the time of the Greeks, just like in the time of Babylon, nothing new under the sun, okay?
It will gather all of the information automatically, and it will change your score in real time, and you won't be able to do things that you want to do. We told you yesterday about how transportation, you're not going to be able to fly and go places. You're not even going to be able to drive your car from city to city if you don't have a perfect score. And as I told you yesterday or the day before, the UNESCO, outlined in 2019 that you could have a low ESG score if you're a journalist. Why? Because you're going to be talking to people whose view does not agree with ESG or one of the other things that they're measuring. And if you talk to them for your job as a journalist, your point will go down, your score will go down. And
so imagine brothers teaching the word. That's why in the article it was talking about what? Hate speech. All right. Online abuse and things of that nature. You got to read in between the lines, man. All right. You got to see, we know what's coming down the pipe. All right. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua blessing us with this word. All right. But like you said, your friends and everybody, they don't know what's going on. You know, people don't know what's going on, man. All right. That's why we got to thank the Lord. We in the loop.
You may not be able to drive your car. You'll have to ride a bus. This is not science fiction. This is true. And it is happening. And I do not want you to take my word for it. You'll notice I said, this is page 156. And I told you that it was what? Footnote 373?
I think so.
This whole thing is footnoted. So everything is clear that you can go and find the original source. And again, listen to what they're saying today. They were lying to you then when they said this is a conspiracy theory, because they are saying today it's inevitable, and you will have to participate.
Again, his words were smoother than butter, yet war was in his heart. Never trust thine enemy, man. When you're dealing with Esau, 1 year is going to be one thing, 1 minute is going to be one thing, then it's going to twist and turn. All right, just like the V's. At first, they was coming down, speaking like a dragon. Oh, you better get it. You can't work. You can't go to the baseball game. You can't travel. Now what they doing? You got some of them apologizing, saying that the un-V's is right. Saying that, oh, we rushed it. We were wrong. See, never trust your enemy. All right, and that's it. That's all I want on this. Lord willing, it was edifying. I know it's over an hour. But Lord willing, this was edifying to the next lesson. Shalom.